It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking our top 10 small forwards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, before I dive into this, guys, Glenn Rice only going to be on that shooting guard list, so make sure to go watch the shooting guard list if you do want to see where he ranks. No cards behind gambling are going to be included in this either, because like KD, Bron, Giannis, KG, they'd be 5 out of the top 4. And even if I did include Dark Matters, that's tough too, because like Jonathan Isaac, Kawhi, Scotty, most people can't get those cards. So it's pretty difficult. Obviously, when I do tier lists, I'll include them. But in top 10s, I just don't want to do that because, again, it is really hard to then go down and get the guys that I actually want to get done and rank. So, like, even a guy like Peja, I want to rank Peja. I think Peja is really solid. Terry D the same way. So just letting you guys know, no gambling cards included on this list. Starting off our top 10, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal, Julius Randle. Now, I'm still not the biggest fan on Julius Randle's release. I think it's okay, but I just am not in love with it. Obviously, 6'8" frame. The one thing I do love about Julius Randle is his defense. And it's crazy because I never thought like Julius Randle's best part would be his defense, but that's his truth. Like the best part of his card is his defense. Maybe upgrade the steel block into your perimeter 3-ball a little bit more. Before you know it, you got a nearly maxed out card in Julius Randle. Comes with basically every badge you could ever want on a pure lock in the game, as well as, I at least know Julius Randle is going to go out there and compete at a high level. Is he my favorite small forward? No. Did I use him for some time on my No Money Spent, and was he just fine? Absolutely. At my number 9, guy that is very similar in my opinion to Julius Randle, is Galaxy Opal James Worthy. They're going to give you nearly the same thing on the court. For me, I think Worthy's release is just a little smoother, and defensively, again, they are basically identical. You look at both cards, they both have that Hall of Fame immovable enforcer, which I do believe is a super important and key badge for any, power forward, small forward to have. Obviously, this is a small forward ranking tier. Here's the deal. With James Worthy, you give him a 3-ball upgrade. Again, upgrade the defense slightly. There's nothing else you really need him to do. Is he going to blow you away offensively? No. But he can play his role, knock down shots, and obviously be a really good defender at that small forward position. Coming in at my number 8, one of the bigger letdowns, I would say all year long, is Terry D. When this card first came out, even if you looked at this, you're like, this card is going to be elite. And as times went on, I don't know what it is. There's something about Terry I don't like. And again, it might be a me issue, and if it is, you guys can let me know that down below in the comments. But the mellow upper to me is weird. The height being 6'7" at the small forward position to me is weird. I feel like defensively, a guy like Worthy or a guy like Julius Randle is going to give me more. And then, so given all those things, I think it's tough for me to hype up Terry D. I like this card somewhat. I've used him somewhat. But, for me to start my grind this season, grinding for Terry, was kind of a waste of time. Like, obviously, I got Glenn eventually. But, like, I started my grind in Unlimited for Terry. And he was a big time letdown to me in my team. Coming in at my number 7, it's crazy, Lauri Markkanen. I got these cards about the same time, and when I first used Terry, I thought he was better than Lauri, but as times went on, give me Lauri Markkanen. Now, Lauri Markkanen is a card, and I need to say this, that you need to apply a shoot to. Interior, perimeter, speed, 3-ball, steal, block. All of those things that you upgrade 3 to 4 stats, 3 to 4 attributes are so important for Lauri Markkanen, who is 7 feet tall at that small forward position. As a base card, you're looking at a lot of these stats, just an 89. You make those stats a 93, I think the community looks at this card in a completely different light. Still only 63 base badges. You look at some of those other cards, they have mid-70s, which, again, makes it kind of tough for Lauri Markkanen. But I think from top to bottom, this card's one of the more complete small forwards that we have in the entire game. The fact that he is a free reward that no matter what game mode you play, you can get, I have to respect Lauri Markkanen and what he provides on the court. At my number 6, Pedrag Stojakovic. Used him the first time ever today. And I love this card. And I know that's crazy. But think about it like this. You got a 6'10" pure sharp on the court with a smooth release. I'm not saying it's the best release, but a smooth release. Movement-wise, okay, MJ dribble style, he can get his own bucket occasionally, normal leaner. And defensively is really good. I don't know why people didn't hype this card up. I genuinely don't know, me included. Like when this card came out, I really didn't look at him too closely, really didn't monitor him too closely. I was like, you know what, he's going to be a fine small forward, but he's fine. No, this card is really good. And I think it's similar to Lauri Markkanen. You give him a speed shoe, give him a steal block shoe, maybe interior perimeter shoe. You're looking at a completely different page than you're looking at right now. You upgrade those stats slightly, finish badging him out, maybe give him the box out beast rebound chaser, maybe dimer, touch passer, just make him that slightly better. You're looking at a really, really good card in Pedrag Stojakovic. Card that I think can go out there and give you a ton on the court, especially MyTEAM Unlimited. It's basically on pro difficulty. So easy to knock down shots with a guy like Pedrag Stojakovic. At my number 5, Dennis Rodman. Dennis stinking Rodman. And I know people are like, what? Ty, you're crazy. Defensively speaking, there's not many better cards than Dennis Rodman. And I think after Glenn Rice came out, I'm really starting to value just pure defensive players more and more. I think Dennis Rodman is the perfect guy to lock down a guy like a Glenn Rice. Call me crazy, call me what you want, but he has maxed out defense, and you can upgrade his offensive attributes slightly. His release, great, no, but it's fine. He's got Kyrie dribble style. The leaner is weird, but it's easy to time, easy to green. I like Dennis Rodman and what he provides on the court. He's not the most flashy card. He's not the card that's going to be the most hyped up, but if you grinded for Dennis Rodman, and you still got him waiting around, and you're like, you know what, Ty, I don't love my small forwards, give him a try. I think you're going to like this card, especially on that defensive side of the ball. At my number 4, the locker code Rudy G. So glad I can include him in this tier, in this top 10, and finally talk about him, man. 94 3-ball, 94 speed, solid interior perimeter, solid steal block. Rudy is another card, has a good release. I love his release, and you guys might be like, how do you have Rudy over Terry? It's one of those things, player build is just better. It's really that simple. But defensively, probably going to want to upgrade him, apply a shoe to him, make him that slightly better. But again, I know a lot of people are going to be like, how do you put Rudy over a guy like Terry? Terry has Rudy based on quick. I like Rudy's upper more. I like Rudy's player build more. His wingspan's way longer. He doesn't look like a small guy that you just have running around there on the court for offense. Rudy's a guy defensively can get you paint stops. Offensively, can knock down those big time shots. I really do like this card. No immovable enforcer on the card does stink. I would definitely give him fast feet, brick wall. Badge him up as much as you can. But this card, especially for a free locker code, doesn't get much better than that. At my number 3, I'm plugging in this LeBron James. And I know his release is on normal. I know you guys might not want to hype him up. I don't care. LeBron James, I'll always hype up because he's LeBron James. Obviously, if you have the 100 overall, obviously, if you have the other Galaxy Opal, those cards are fantastic. But so is this LeBron James. You're looking at LeBron, basically max stats, max badges. Release-wise, again, could be a little bit better. Dribble style, again, you guys could argue could be a little bit better. I think he's still, it says Pro 2 leaner, but I still think he's got the LeBron James leaner, which I'm going to be honest with you. That's tough to green, okay? Like, that's one thing about LeBron James I don't love is that leaner. I just simply don't green a lot with it. But LeBron James in my team is a card I personally will always hype up. Coming in at my number 2, basically a better Bron, Galaxy Opal Paolo Banchero. Look, if you got the Pro Pass, I have no issues if Banchero is still your small forward. No issues at all. And some people, before I recently upgraded my team, were making fun of me for running Paolo Banchero. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how? How are you going to sit there and make fun of me running Banchero? What can the card not do? I know his release isn't necessarily the quickest. His dribbling's not necessarily the best. His playmaking's not necessarily perfect. But for me personally, Banchero's base and very quick. His defense is off the charts good. He comes with every badge in the entire game. You cannot get much better than what Paolo Banchero provides on the court. That's just the truth behind it when I'm looking at this card. There's just not much more I can ask for. Good speed, great defense, good 3-ball, and just a small forward I personally can trust on the court. And I think that is invaluable. At my number 1, top small forward in the game, I'm plugging in Dark Matter Amar'e Stoudemire. Now again, if you're including the gambling cards, let's talk about it. If you want to talk about the gambling cards, Amar'e's probably in the 5 to 10 range. Honestly, he's not as good as, even a Luol Deng at the small forward position. Amar'e's not quite as good. But when you're not including those gambling cards, I think right now Amar'e's my top small forward in the game. 6'10", switch abilities off the charts good. Can make plays dribbling. Amar'e Stoudemire base, I'm not the biggest fan of it. If you want to use it, have success with it, awesome. I'm just personally not the biggest fan. But he's going to knock down shots. Defensively, he's probably the most valuable player on this list. Again, I'm not even saying like for sure he's the best, because again, I think like Dennis Rodman is. But when you're looking at Amar'e even compared to Dennis Rodman, Amar'e's got 3 inches on him. I mean, it's tough, but that's just the truth. Amar'e nearly perfect. If you got Amar'e Stoudemire, definitely a card I'd still be running at that small forward position to this day. That's going to wrap it up for our top 10 small forwards in the entire game right now. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. It is subject to change. Obviously, it is ongoing. But for me, like the only card I think people are going to argue higher is Terry. But again, as times went on, I've just got less and less high on Terry as I've, grown appreciation for some other small forwards in my team. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.